Hello, everybody, and welcome to the kickoff for the 30-day gut diet alignment challenge. I'm Latrell from bloodtypelife.com, and I'm super excited to get this challenge started. It's been a long time coming because I've been doing a lot of preparation, um, trying to get the macros together, but it has been worth it because I've learned a lot as well in the process. So let's get started. Welcome. So the first question I have for you is, what is your reason for being here? Um, we should definitely have a reason for why we're doing what we're doing when it comes to changing your diet and getting healthy. A lot of times the reason is because you don't feel good or because you don't like the way you feel. You feel actually sick. Um, you don't like what your body's doing. Maybe you're really gassy like I was. And you're not able to determine what the problem is. I had to do a lot of research over many years to come to the conclusion of what I needed to do. And I even had to do more refining, as you see, which is the reason why I'm doing this challenge. So, my story is that had gut issues, major gut issues, and um, didn't know how to fix it. It was causing other issues in my body as well. Learned that it was a candida overgrowth in my system, in my body, all over. And I had found a course that focused on candida overgrowth, but then it was for vegans. It was encouraging everybody to go vegan and to do coconut oil, do all the candida diet stuff, candida killing, candida cleanse, stuff that you probably have heard of before. That didn't work for me. Some of it did, but it didn't completely work. So I still had to continue to look for a solution. I was going to doctors, they weren't going to help me, and got colonoscopy, talked to gynecologists, like, what is going on? I need to heal. I want to feel better. And then one day I was in a vegan juice shop because that was what I thought I was supposed to be doing. And I found the blood type diet book. It's called Eat Right for Your Type by Dr. Peter J. Diadamo. And he, I looked through the book right there as I was drinking my green smoothie, and I was trying to figure out what in this book is going to show me that I need to try this diet. And when I found that blood type O's have an issue with candida, like specifically blood type O's, I was like, oh, I need to do this. I need to eat this way because this is the only book that specifies that a certain group of people have a specific issue with candida. And I never read that before. So, and I was also always given just a overview or uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Just general guidance, general information, general advice. And I was like, I need something specifically for me. What do I eat for my body? Because apparently I am not like everybody else around me because all these other people can eat the same thing and not be gassy. All these other people can eat all this dairy and gluten and um, cakes and all that other stuff, and they're not dealing with what I'm dealing with. So, what am I going to eat? And the blood type diet is what it was that laid out exactly what I need to eat. Here it is, blood type diet, eat right for your type. So, started the blood type diet, started eating my meats because I'm blood type O, and it said, oh, you should be borderline carnivore, ketovore, because you are carbohydrate intolerant as a blood type O. And so I started getting more steak, and I also started to eat the other foods that were there. Um, the carbohydrates, like I was eating a lot of sweet potato, I was eating a lot of parsnips and uh, other carbs, mango, rice. I was still eating those things at higher amounts that I should have been eating them. I was just switching the foods that I was eating. That was my goal at first. Let me switch out the foods that I'm not supposed to eat with the foods that I'm supposed to eat. I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing, but that's what I did for a good year probably. And then I was like, wait, I'm still a little gassy, not sure why. I'm eating what I'm supposed to eat. And I'm like, oh, keto. Keto means mostly protein and low carb. So I'm like, okay, take out all of these carbohydrates that I'm eating. I didn't stop all the carbohydrates. Like the carbohydrates that I ate were mainly kale and collard greens. And I stopped eating beans, I stopped eating sweet potatoes, stopped eating um, rice. I just was eating meat and vegetable. And so my gut did very well on that. I started taking the probiotics, the polyflora that Dr. Diadamo created, which is probiotics for each blood type. I took the polyflora O, and my gut got well. I stopped being gassy, and I stopped being bloated. Started to shape up in my body and to lose some weight. It was going great. And then I had a couple curveballs in my life, and ultimately decided to move into my car, start a new adventure, and I was thrown off again and started relying heavily on carbs again. And then I wasn't eating my red meat at all. I was only eating fish. And so that is disproportionate to my macros were disproportionate to each other. And the types of macros that I was eating was way off. So I needed to get back. I needed to get back on track with the blood type diet and how it's supposed to be. I still wasn't eating my macros, the right amount of macros that I should have been eating. I was eating the meat and I was eating the um, the vegetables. That was actually on point. But then when I got into my car, I got way off point. So the reason why I'm here is to get back on track, to um, figure out how I'm going to prepare my food, how I'm going to cook my red meat and my vegetables, and keep my carbs low. So that's me. That's type O. Because my gut started bothering me. I had symptoms that were coming back, like unexplained fullness and GERD and a little bit of skin issues. So I want to heal all of that because I know I can heal it. It can be healed. So here's an overview of what this kickoff is going to be. First, we're going to do here's the agenda. First, we're going to do an overview of the challenge. We're going to do a tour of the challenge portal, and we're going to talk about how to use the Macros First app. We're going to talk about goal setting, mind setting, and maintaining organization, staying consistent, and tips. So keep in mind your why, keep in mind your reason for joining this challenge as we're going through all of this. Okay? So the mission, this can help you with your reason why as well. The mission is to heal your gut lining. And I have supplements in your membership page, your resources page to help heal your gut lining, uh, balance your gut microbiome, supplements for that as well. Eat the foods that won't upset your gut, but will support healing based on your blood type. All right. So the reason why blood type is so important in this situation is because when you eat foods that are not according to your blood type, you're actually messing up your gut. It's not just eating junk food. It's not just because your microbiome is off. These foods they're actually considered healthy at most times for most people. In like the general public consider these foods healthy usually, but they're not healthy for you. They're not healthy for your blood type. All right. And that those unhealthy foods that are considered healthy but not healthy for you can mess up your gut. So this is why I'm getting you on the blood type diet so that you can eat foods that your gut agrees with, your blood agrees with, your lectins agree with. And if you want to learn more about lectins, lectins are the proteins that are on the outer portion of your cells, your blood cells, that detect when a food is in your body that it doesn't agree with, that doesn't belong there. It's a foreign invader. And guess what? It's going to fight it like it's a virus and try to get it out of there. So don't eat those foods. Um, what else are we going to, or what else is our mission is to eat enough of the right foods that provide the nutrients needed to maintain full body health. Okay? Macros. Those are your macronutrients. Your macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. You need to eat enough of those, the right amount of those. It's going to be different for every blood type, and it's going to be different where you get those from. Some blood types, like A's and ABs, are getting most of their protein and fats from plant-based foods. But O's and B's, type O's and type B's, are getting most of their protein and fats from animal-based foods. So you have to know where you're getting your macros from and how much of each macro you're getting um, in each meal. Because yes, type A's and ABs can have animal-based protein and fat. However, they're not going to have the same ones that type O's and type B's are going to have. They're going to have mostly fish fat and protein, animal-based specifically, when type O's and type B's are going to have mostly red meat. Well, type B is going to have like a mixture of red meat and fish, but type O's are going to have mostly red meat, protein, and fat. So that's why it's so important to know the difference. So what are the tasks that we're going to be accomplishing in this challenge? First, you're going to record your starting points. So I have a page, a slide, where you're going to see the starting points that I'm talking about and get those recorded, like your weight, your measurements, your ailments, and all those things. You need to write those down so that you can see where you're starting and then determine where you're going and to see how the progress that you've made at the end. You're going to eat and track your daily and weekly macros. So here's the thing. I've taken the foods that Dr. Diadamo has laid out and the serving sizes that he has in the books, and I have found the proteins, the average proteins for, say, meat-based proteins and plant-based proteins for type A. Took all of that, divided it by, found the grams that a person would eat based on the servings that Dr. Diadamo gave, and then divided that by 7 days. That way you have a daily amount that you should eat based on the weekly um, serving. Okay? Now, it may not make sense to eat that's a small amount of that protein because you may be eating a whole piece of fish, which is way more protein than the daily amount of protein you should have, daily amount of grams of protein you should have. So if you're eating, for instance, for type, let's say type ABs, right? Type ABs can have turkey, okay? Um, that's if they eat a piece of turkey with their meal, it's going to be probably more protein than is uh, recommended for that day. But when you look at the amount of protein for the week, it will um, add up there as well. So if you have two pieces of turkey for the week, that will add up for your protein for the week. Does that make sense? I feel like I didn't explain that well. But what I'm saying is make sure you look at the weekly allowance of that protein or that macro, as well as a daily allowance for that macro. Okay, so also look at the serving size, the serving frequencies on your resources portal page. Okay, so it'll tell you right there how much, and I'll go to that page so we can see, and I'll explain it there again. Take the supplement suggested for your blood type. Mm-hmm. So you want to heal your gut, right? You're not going to only be able to do that with food. You're going to need to take some supplements because how long have you been not eating for your blood type? How long has your gut been damaged? Basically, based on the diet you've been eating, probably all your life if you're just now starting. So you're going to need some help. You're going to need to take a probiotic, which is polyflora linked in uh, the resources page for your blood type. Also, it will be helpful if you take one of the supplements for sealing your gut because a lot of you have leaky gut. That's why you're having gut issues. Sealing your gut and um, balancing your microbiome are the two main things that we're trying to do in this challenge. It'd be great if you participate in the daily discussion prompts in the forum. And I will take you to the forum in this kickoff video to show you what that looks like. Watch the weekly educational videos. So I have an itinerary of videos I'll be posting throughout the 4 weeks we're doing this challenge. And that's going to educate you on different topics in this area of gut health and blood type diet, macros, diet, mindset, and it's going to motivate you to keep going. So I would definitely tune into those. I will be linking those into the videos library that is in the portal. Lastly, attend the live check-ins on Sundays at 3 p.m. I'm definitely going to try to stick to that, Sundays at 3 p.m. So definitely Sundays, 3 p.m. I will update you guys through email once you sign up. Um, to make sure or to let you know what time we're definitely going live, okay, on Zoom. So check in with me. We're all going to be checking in. We're going to be sharing what we ate for the week, how it went for the week, if we were able to stick to our goals, did we meet our macro goals, did we stay in the area or the ballpark of the goals for our macros based on the macros first app, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. So let's tour the portal. So here are some things we're going to be looking for in the portal. I call it the portal. I like the portal as the name because it's like a portal of transformation. Like we're going in, we're transforming, and we're going to come out as a different person with a healed gut. We got the homepage where you'll find most of the links, the calendar, and you'll be able to find the blog. But the blog, the link for the blog is going to be up top under learning. And that's where I have all of my regular public blogs that everyone can read. But they're very educational, very researched. I'm very proud of my blog. excuse me. Also, the blood type resources pages. That's where you'll find your macros blueprints, your supplements, your link to the macros first app, your link to the blood type diet app, because the blood type diet app is going to give you the whole list of all the foods. All right. I ain't typing all of that out. Use the app. Um, I gave you also a link to the condensed version of the list of foods, my food list guide that I created, which explains a little bit about why certain foods you should eat and you should stay away from. Okay. Also, we have the community forum, which is on Thinkific. We're going to be engaging in discussion on mindset. I'll have daily prompts that I'm going to be posting, and they're going to be questions, and I'll show you that in a minute. And also, you can chat with other members. So let's go. Let's take a look. So this is my inside, uh, this is my behind the scenes back office, you can say. I use Squarespace, and this is the website, navigation panels and stuff. So this is the homepage. All right, welcome to the homepage of the 30-day gut diet alignment challenge. All right, here's the calendar, and as you can see, here is the live kickoff on the calendar. So if you highlight that, you'll see more information, and then you can actually click on it to go to the information on that event. And let's do this. And you'll be able to see the link for the Zoom. You click on it straight from here, or you might have to highlight it. All right, I'll make sure I link it next time. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. And okay, and we keep scrolling. We'll see that we have the resources for each blood type, and we got blood type A, B, AB, and O. Each person can of that blood type can click on access here button, and you'll be taken to your resources page. So let's go to type A. All right, blood type A resources, and you have your blood type A food list guide that you can click right on, and it'll pop up in the next window. Here's your link for the Polyflora O probiotic, your link for the apps, Macros First and Blood Type Diet. The Blood Type Diet app is $3.99 because it's Dr. Diadamo's, and he's like, you either gonna pay for the app or you're gonna pay for the book, one or the other. So $3.99 for the app. Um, and down here is the macro blueprint for blood type A. I have the summary here of the macros. Blood type A should eat 84 grams of protein per day. And then when you go down here, you'll see I've broken it down, the proteins by how much animal protein you should have, how much plant-based protein you should have. And as you see, there's more plant-based than there is animal-based. 169 grams of fat per day, obviously more more plant-based than animal-based, and then 135 grams of carbs. So blood type A's are able to eat way more carbs than other blood types, even though blood type O's have a lot of carbs that they're allowed to eat as well. But I suggest that blood type O's like eliminate most of the carbs in the beginning of you starting blood type diet and healing your gut so that you can stabilize your body and stabilize your gut, because blood type O's are already um, carbohydrate intolerant, just like by definition. there's not enough amylase in which is the digestive enzyme in our bodies in order to break down the carbohydrates like blood type A's and blood type ABs can, because they have way more amylase. So just start off eating way less carbs and way more meat. Is going to support your goals of healing your gut. Okay, again, healthy fats, way more plant-based fats, 154 grams of plant-based fats compared to 15 grams of animal-based fat. Eating meat, seafood, and dairy. Got your olive oil, and here are your carbohydrates for blood type A, 135 grams of carbs, and here is where you're getting them from. So, like I was explaining earlier, um, this is not a great example, but we see that you can have for vegetable 2 or more times per day. That's because in the book, Dr. D'Adamo says unlimited for vegetables. There's no limit of how many vegetables you can have per day, or how many times you can have vegetables throughout the week. So that's why I said 2 or more. But 1 cup is a serving, and you're going to put whatever vegetable you have. Okay, let's go to a different example. All right, cool. All right, so milk and yogurt. This is a perfect example because it says 1 time per week. If you're going to have it 1 time per week, that means 1 day out of the week, right? And what I did was I took like grams, the amount of grams per 1 serving of milk/yogurt, and I divided it by 7. And that little bit is added to the amount of um, protein and the amount of fat, because there's fat and protein in milk, right? And yogurt. So that amount, 1 serving divided by 7, was added to your protein and your fat for the day. That's crazy because nobody's gonna like take a sip of milk and then be like, all right, I'm done for the day, and just like take a sip of milk every day so they can get their servings or they can get their protein from milk. And type A's really shouldn't even be eating or drinking milk and engaging in dairy, consuming dairy that much anyway. So if you don't have it, that's absolutely fine. But what I'm saying is, if you have a glass of milk, right? A cup, 8 ounces. If you have a glass of milk 1 day, then that's your serving for the week. Got it? Okay. And don't worry about the fact that you're going to go over your grams of protein, because you're not going to do that again tomorrow. You're going to do it once a week. Okay. Does that make sense? That applies to everything that's not the serving size, where the serving size is not 7 days a week. All right. Hey, see, this is 5 times per week, having seafood 5 times per week. That's not 7 days a week. So I took the amount of grams for this serving size of seafood times 5 and divided it by 7. And so that amount per day, divide by 7 would be how much you need for 1 day out of the week. And I added that to protein and fat, split those up, and then you're likely going to just have fish just 5 times per week. You're not going to have whatever grams of protein I came up with each day, 7 days out of the week. All right, so I'm done explaining that. Let's go back home. So just scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and you'll see home page. Click on that and that'll take you back to the home page. And here we are. So let's look at we have the other tiles. We have video library, which is the place I will put the YouTube videos and the um, live um, check-in Zoom videos. Those will all go here. Like this one will go here. So this says all of this stuff here because I originally had this platform, this membership for the Blood Type Black membership, and I'm going to eventually have all of these as features of the membership. So live coaching, guest speakers, master classes, co-working sessions, meditations, and things like that. So um, maybe that's something you can join in the future. Membership. And that's going to be the next level up from the challenge. So that is the video library, and then we have the community forum here, which is on another platform, Thinkific, and this is what it's going to look like when you get here. Um, you just click on join for free, and I'm already a member, so I'm already inside. Um, I posted the events that were going live. It says live here because it's happening now. And here is the um, diet mindset prompt, right? So it says, where did I learn that certain foods were bad and others were good? So deep. Can I let go of these labels while I learn how to nourish my body in ways? Wowzers. So that's something that you will probably want to journal about. You might want to think about that for a while and go back in time to determine where did these beliefs come from, right? Because I was told all my life that liver is nasty. And you know what? It actually is not that good, in my opinion. But that has um, deterred me from even trying it because my parents told me, oh, it's nasty, it's nasty, it's nasty, it's nasty. They don't like it, but it's actually super good for you, especially for women and pregnant women specifically. So nutrient dense. You can take it in pill form. But the idea of consuming liver just never crossed my mind growing up until I found the blood type diet because it was always deemed as nasty and I just put it back there somewhere as something I'll never eat. And look at me, I'm eating it because I had changed my viewpoint, I changed my mind, I changed my beliefs about food. And that's what you have to do too. A lot of people don't think that meat is healthy. Period. They're like, I'll never eat flesh, I'll never eat anything dead, and they associate all these negative beliefs around meat, but it's actually not that. It's not negative. It's what we were fed by the media. It's what we were fed by the healthcare system. Um, but really, it's not bad for everybody. It's only not healthy for some, like blood type A's. Blood type ABs can eat some meat, like lamb and turkey, but uh, blood type O's and blood type B's, like what about us? We can eat that. We can actually thrive off of red meat, okay? And I have other ideas and beliefs around eating meat and the negativity that comes with it, the reason why. Like there's some validity to it, but there's also some other things that to consider, which I may get into down the line. Down the line. Or let's focus on the food. Let's focus on the food right now. Okay, so this is the forum, mini forum. I have yet to upload pictures for each of these, but these are the two spaces. So when you want to post something, this is the daily mindset prompts. This is where all the prompts are going to go. And then if you want to share recipes with other people, you can do that here. You can either click here and do it, or you can just come here and where it says what's on your mind, start typing it in, and then you will determine which space you want to post it in. So say you just want to post a recipe or a meal or a picture of your food, I might change it to food space or something like that. You come here, type it in, and then post it. So that's where all everybody will go to look at food, and then to look at the daily prompts, we'll go to that one, that space, prompts. Okay, makes sense. So this is what the form is about. If you want to post something else, I don't know. I got the free version, so you can just post it anywhere or just email me if you have a question. Okay, let's go back to the. All right, so now how to use Macros First app. I'm still learning, okay, but I got a general idea of what to do. So let's go slideshow. So you're gonna download the app from either Google Play or um, the Android store. Oh, Google Play or the iTunes. I don't know. I just got an iPhone, so I don't, Apple Store. And then you're going to create your goal, and it's going to ask you some questions. So answer the question prompts. Then you're going to tap, once you get to the page where it shows you your macros, which looks like this. Hold on. This is what you like. Going to macro. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This right here, and it shows you their suggested macros based on your weight, your gender, and your physical activity. This is not what I entered. I pressed edit target down here. I pressed edit target, and I was able to change all of my macros, my protein, my carbs, and my fat, and the amount of calories changed. So let's take this time to talk about why we're not focused on calories, because calories are indiscriminate of what you're eating. Calories are based on just the calories of whatever you ate, but they're not helping you to get the nutrients you need from the foods that you're eating. And that's what the importance of macros comes in. Macros are one, blood type specific, and two, they carry the nutrients that you need, micronutrients that you need for your blood type. And it doesn't matter how many calories they are, because your body's going to do what it needs to do with the fuel, the resources that you gave it. Um, but when you're eating just anything, your body doesn't know what to do with all of that, because it's not all what your body requires to work. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, comment or email me. So it doesn't matter. Calorie focus is usually when people are trying to lose weight. And when you're eating according to your blood type, you're going to lose weight regardless. You're going to lose weight anyway, or you're going to gain weight. Your body is going to level out to what it needs to be at. Whatever the BMI is that's natural for your body, that's going to happen when you eat according to your blood type. And when you eat your macros, focus on macros in your blood type diet. Okay? You're going to be able to enter the macro values that I have for you on your resources page. And then that's going to be your daily goal. All right. Again, remember you can also have a weekly goal, and you may want to you keep that in mind that yes, I have a daily goal, but I'm making sure I eat one of these per week. Okay. Even though it's divided out throughout the 7 days, um, it's going to add up in the end. All right. Enter your meals, enter your recipes. So you have an option to do that in the app, and you can reuse your meals in your recipes. Again, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. I will link some tutorials in the uh, resources page. Okay. Goal setting. Question. What is your dream health goal? Think about that. What is your dream health goal? Like perfect health. What are the things that need to be done in order for you to achieve perfect health? Like what needs to go away? For me, what needed to go away was the yeast. The yeast needed to leave. Like I know that we all have some amount of yeast in our bodies, like at a healthy amount, and I need the yeast to get back to that healthy amount because it was out of control. I needed to stop passing gas all day long. That was a dream goal. If I could get through the day without farting, oh my gosh. Like like when that actually happened, I was like, I didn't fart all day today. That's crazy because it was happening every 5 minutes. How annoying. Tell me about it. So, what is your dream goal? What needs to happen for you? Do you want to be able to eat a full meal? Because that was a goal of mine where I was just getting full too fast. I didn't understand why. Do you want to get rid of acid reflux, aka GERD? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to lose some inches around your waistline? Do you want to have more energy? Do you want to be able to keep your food down? Do you want to have frequent bowel movements, regular bowel movements, which should be daily? Do you want to have more pleasant bowel movements? That's not diarrhea and constipation. Wow, that if you are dealing with that, you need to do the challenge. Like stick to it because it's going to heal you. Determine what your dream health goal is, and let's talk about how we're gonna get there. What steps have you been taking to get there? What steps have you done already? Because if you're suffering, I know you did something. I know you looked up something. You found me. You found this challenge. So, what else have you been taking to get to the health goal that you would like to achieve? What has stopped you from reaching that goal? It could be that you just didn't find the right answer. It could be you could have been trying everything. Another thing stopping you from reaching your goal is that you um are a little weak in your willpower. Maybe you just give up easily. Maybe you give in to temptation or into peer pressure to just eat what you want to eat when you're at this cookout or when you're at family gathering or when you go out to eat with family and friends. That can easily happen. And knowing what your weaknesses are, what would be your next baby step? Like one little toe step. What would be your next baby step? What do you think would help you? So I suggest that taking this challenge would be a great next step, even though it is more than a baby step. A baby step within the challenge would be to find one item that is beneficial for your blood type. One food item that's beneficial for your blood type, go buy it and figure out how to prepare it in a way that you like. And that's going to set you on the right track because usually it should be in one of the macro categories. Should be a protein, like a good, if you're a type O, figure out how to make a steak. That was my huge task, how to make a steak. Your blood type A. Figure out how to prepare soy, how to prepare tofu in a way that you like it. Because soy is amazing for blood type A's and blood type ABs. If you're blood type B, start taking a digestive enzyme in the form of lactase so that you can start consuming more dairy because dairy is going to be good for your gut, especially fermented dairy like kefir. Those are baby steps that you could be taking for your health, for your gut, for your health goals. Okay, here is the starting points page. And I want you to write down your current weight, your goal weight. How much do you want to weigh? And it doesn't have to be, I want to weigh less. You may want to weigh more. You may not want to change your weight. You may want to maintain your weight. What are your body measurements? You may want to change your body measurements instead of your weight. Maybe you want to be slim around the waist, slim around the arms. If you want to tone your arms, if you do, you might want to also start working out based on your blood type. You want to work out or exercise in a way that according to your blood type. I'll talk about that throughout the challenge. So keep an eye out for that video coming up. Okay. Um, what are your goal measurements? Write those down. Specific gut issues that you are dealing with and other ailments that you want to heal. So all of those, you need to write those down so you know where you're starting and you know where you're going, and you're able to see how much has changed, how much you've improved over this time. Mind setting. So goal setting, mind setting. We are working with our mindset. And again, like I showed you in the community forum, we will work on mindset throughout the challenge with the prompts and with the check-ins. Okay, so definitely stay alert and aware of what's going on the calendar so that we can continue to break down any limiting beliefs, any barriers from you reaching your goals. So one question is, why do you eat the food you eat? And it's similar to the post that I showed you in the forum. Why are you eating this? Like, think about the things you ate today. Why are you eating that? Why did you eat that? Is it because of tradition? Is it because of habit? That's what your family usually eats. Like your family usually eats spaghetti on Sundays, or maybe just spaghetti is a staple meal. Maybe you guys eat spaghetti like that's a go-to meal choice. That actually is the case in my family. But is it good for you? You need to ask yourself, what's my blood type? Does wheat noodles, tomato sauce, beef, ground beef, all the ingredients that are in spaghetti, does that go along with my blood type? Does that support my gut health? Why am I eating this? Because now we need to start putting a meaning to the foods that we eat. We need to have a reason to eat it because the foods that we eat need to be supporting us in some way, shape, or form. That's how it needs to go. We need to stop eating for entertainment. Stop eating for fun, out of boredom. What is the hardest part about changing your diet? It can definitely be a challenge. And for me, it took me several years to make transitions because I transitioned through phases. Again, like I said earlier, when I started the blood type diet, I was just switching food. But then I had to switch to a more carnivore diet than I was eating plant-based. I had to eat more carnivore than plant-based, which meant less plant-based protein and more animal-based protein. And now I need to eat the right animal-based protein, more of the right animal-based protein compared to uh, more less of the right animal-based protein because fish is still a good animal-based protein, but I shouldn't be eating more of that than I'm eating of beef and red meat. Understand? So the hardest part is to just go cold turkey and do the right thing from the gate. Don't look at yourself as being a perfectionist. You need to take your time. It is okay to go slow. That's why I made it 30 days. We can't make this no 10 5-day challenge, 10-day challenge. No. You need to spend time with this because it's going to require you to change your whole mindset. You need to change your mind. Next, what's the hardest part about sticking to a new diet? So it's one thing to change your diet, but then once you change your diet, what is the hardest part about sticking to it? Because it's what's happening. It's like what fad diets, that's why they're called fad diets because they don't last. But it doesn't have to be a fad diet for you. And a lot of people like to think of the blood type diet as a fad diet, but the blood type diet is made of four diets, and the blood type diet is for your body. It's for your blood. It's to it's tested. It's like backed by science to help you eat foods that your body accepts as food. It's an immune system diet. Okay. When you don't eat according to your blood type, you get sick. Like most of us are sick in this world because we don't know what our blood type is. One and two, we don't even know that we should be eating according to our blood type. Like, what's that? Didn't even know. So again, going back to sticking to it, I don't know where I was going with with what I just said, but sticking to a diet is hard. I know because I fell off. I fall off sometimes, but when I fall off, I only fall off so much. Like I only step aside so far. I'm not gonna eat no slice of cake. You ain't gonna see me eating no slice of cake, no ice cream. I ain't gonna be drinking no milk. I'm a type O. What? Like I'm going to get sick. I don't want to experience that. I've already gone through that. I've already gone through um getting a creme brulee for my birthday and um like not having a good evening because my gut was like gassy after eating that. So I don't want to experience discomfort in my gut. When I fall off, that's because I probably ate too many carbs. It's probably because I ate too much rice, too many rice crackers, or too much chocolate. Okay, that's usually me falling off. I ain't gonna go crazy. And so when you are starting a diet, you have to have your threshold of, I understand that these temptations are out here, but I'm only going to let myself go so far. If you're a type A, you should not be eating red meat. You got what, somebody serving you a steak, or you're going to Thanksgiving and there's ham and there's pot roast or something like that. You maybe you can have some of the vegetables in the pot roast, but really shouldn't be eating the meat that's in the pot roast. Okay, so sticking to the diet is something that you're going to have to develop. You're going to have to develop the willpower and the desire. And you're going to have to remember your why. Why are you on this diet? The reason is so that you can heal your gut, so you can stay healthy, and you can prevent diseases in the future. Okay, maintaining organization. Yay. By the way, I have created a course, and I'm creating a course for each of the blood types to help you to adopt the blood type diet like real seriously. This is just a challenge, but the course is which is what this is based on, gets, I don't want to say down and dirty. Like, what am I trying to say? The course gets way deeper than what this challenge is doing for you. But again, each of these sections is reminding me of content that is in the course that I go so deep in. Maintaining organization. This is like a literal unit in the course. Oh, Zenobia's here. Zenobia, hey.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
I
I,
thought I missed everything.
oh, no. Well, you're like kind of late, but but you made it. Thank you for coming. I'm just here by myself, and I'm going through the slides that I created. So you can watch what I have so far or what I'm going to do moving forward, and then I'll do an overview starting from the beginning. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're talking about maintaining organization, and the first thing is to determine the blood type foods you want to eat. That is super important because it's a lot to choose from, as you can see in the list that you're given. And what's important is to just choose one. Like I said before, baby steps. Choose one thing you want to eat, and you'll go from there. You'll start to build upon that. Second thing is to make a weekly menu. So, with that one thing that you are choosing to eat, start finding recipes. Determine how you're going to incorporate that into your meals and make a menu. Then you're going to go shopping and get foods to eat with that, according to your blood type, of course. Um, and I say here in the first week, try out different recipes. Said that already. Then you're going to adopt meal prepping. So it's best if you pick a day, maybe Sunday. A lot of people like to meal prep on Sundays, and pretty much cook maybe 5 meals. And depending on how you like to eat, you may be able to eat that meal for lunch and dinner. Some people like to separate that, but maybe you can make 5 lunches and then choose a different recipe and make 5 dinners for the week. Or maybe you can do less and then in the middle of the week cook again for a couple days. But it's best to um, cook for multiple days so that way you can give your time, give yourself time to think about what you're going to cook in the next couple of days, and not what am I going to cook today, because you're likely going to go out to the store if you take too long, because you're going to be hungry, and you might end up getting something that is not according to your blood type. So plan ahead. Also, repeat your favorites. Ain't nothing wrong with eating the same thing over again. I was doing that probably for like several months. I was eating a steak and I was eating kale for like 5 months straight. Maybe not straight, but I probably had threw some lamb in there. Um, and then I went back to the steak the next week. Or maybe I made my steak a different way. That's another thing. You can eat the same thing, but a little bit different. And for typos, I have recipes. Again, I am going to be posting your meal plans, your $7 meal plans in the resources pages. Zenobia, have you been able to check out the portal yet?
No, not as of yet.
Okay, no
What's
problem.
working?
What'd you say?
Oh no, that's my son talking.
Okay, so no problem. You have plenty of time to do that. Um, but that is where all of your, and I'll go over that. I'll just go over that in a minute. Stay stocked up. Stay stocked up. So once you get that one food, you'll find other foods that you'll want to eat according to your blood type that you'll want to incorporate into your meals and your menu, circulate throughout your menu. So you just go to the store and say, I always use this when I'm cooking. I'm just going to grab this every week and make sure I have it on hand. I don't run out. Maybe even have two on hand so that you don't run out. That was another thing that I developed as I just realized I was cooking more. I stayed stocked up because it's horrible to start cooking and really realize you don't have something. And you gotta go to the store and the oven's on. Like, what? You don't want to do that. Um, determine your go-tos, and within that I mean your go-to snacks and your go-to restaurants. Again, sometimes you just don't plan ahead far enough, and um, you might need to eat out. What are those restaurants that you know you're going to be able to go to and not throw you off of your diet? Okay, for me, I have Freddy's. Freddy's has steak burgers. Okay, blood type O. Freddy's has steak burgers, and you can get it any way you want. They don't have gluten-free bread, but sometimes that might be good because then that can cut out a carb that I don't need. Um, steak burgers. What else? I go to uh Shake Shack burger. Like for me, it's whatever wherever I can find a burger usually. Where can I find a burger? Where can I find a steak? I know Applebee's was another place I would go to get their Bourbon Street steak. So good, delicious. And also, I'm going to talk about this more in depth, but don't be afraid to ask for exactly what you want and how you want it. You can make modifications. They can make modifications for you because you need your stuff to be modified. They're not going to serve it to you based on your blood type. You have to know what comes on that meal, so that means you can start asking questions to the waiter or the waitress. What else comes on this? Can you take the cheese off, please? Can I have a gluten-free bun? Um, can instead of French fries, which are made of potatoes that blood type O's can't have, can I have sweet potato fries or can I have broccoli instead? And they'll do it. And also, you may have to pay a little bit more, a couple dollars more for an upgrade on your side or whatever, but it's fine. At least you're not um messing up your gut, okay? Your go-to snacks. I always have a beef stick by Chomps on hand. Let me see if I have one now. I think I ate them all. But oh, here's one. Here are my beef sticks. This is the Chomps brand jalapeno. And I just grabbed like 10 of these for the week because this is grass fed and grass finished beef. Beef only, you need to make sure when you're picking up your beef sticks or your meat sticks that um, it's only beef because no blood type is allowed to have pork. Okay?
I don't eat pork anyway, so it
Oh,
doesn't matter.
good,
Yeah.
good. That helps. So just check for the ingredients to make sure. But chomps, you don't really have to worry. I don't, do they? I don't know if I've seen any chomps that have a mixture of pork with them, but definitely check the ingredients and make sure it's only beef. Um, okay, yeah. So have your go-to snacks. Chomps is a good go-to snack. Um, what else was I getting? I mean, I was getting Good Thins rice crackers, which is a carb, and it's okay to have for blood type O's, but it's carb, and that's what can throw off your gut. So I would say stick to something that's meat based um as your snack. If you can think of something else, let me know because I might need to add it to my rotation as well.
What about nuts? Like, what do
Nuts
you
are
suggest
carbs.
for nuts?
Nuts are carbs as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
No nuts?
huh?
No nuts either?
You can have nuts. You can have nuts. Just don't go crazy. I would reach for okay, so if you want to have nuts, have one of these too. Have a beef stick as well because that'll help you to digest it better. And remember, you can only have the nuts that you're allowed to have. No cashews, no peanuts.
Okay.
What nuts do you like to eat?
I like almonds, I like cashews, pistachios,
Nope. So no
walnuts.
pistachios. You can have almonds though.
Okay. Mm.
Yep. I was sad too. I love me some cashews. Had to get some.
Sunflower seeds is okay?
No. I
No?
was I was the most sad about sunflower seeds. And you know what I noticed? Whenever I would eat anything with sunflower seed oil, I would feel like I would get gassy. And it would
Okay.
be something that I could eat. Like, for instance, this there's this brand called Flock, and they make chicken skins like chips, but they
Mm.
use sunflower oil. And I'm like, the chicken skins is fine, but the sunflower oil must be the thing that's messing me up because that's the only other thing in it.
Mm.
So no sunflower seeds.
Wow.
I know. So think about what your blood type diet go-tos are and write them down and keep them handy because you're going to have emergencies where you're starving and you're going to be like, what can I eat? All right. How to stay consistent. Prepare in advance. Again, have your go-tos. Have foods to fall back on. So that's why it's good to be stocked up. Buying those extras. You may need to cook when you thought you were going somewhere or uh, whatever. Just have food to fall back on. Have uh, or maybe you thought you were going out to eat. I've been in these situations, all of these. You're going out to eat, and it's a restaurant that they're not making any modifications, or everything is covered in cheese, or they don't have any gluten-free anything, and they also don't have any meat. And you're like, not, I can't eat nothing on this menu. So maybe they have a salad, right? And you got a beef stick. So that's what you can have. That would be your fallback food. Um, you also want to make sure you have foods to fall back on when you're stressed. Oh my gosh. Why you should have a beef stick at all times because beef helps to balance your L-tyrosine. It gives you L-tyrosine and it helps to balance stress. So beef is good to eat when you're in stressful situations. When you're out, like we talked about, and when you're being pressured. You have to stand up to peer pressure. I know it can be hard, it can be difficult, and you may give in, but you got to learn from it and say, you know what, I am not going to do that again. This is what I'm going to say. By the way, I have um, two resources called food scripts. One is for when you're ordering food at a restaurant, and the other is when you're ordering food, not ordering food, when you're eating out with family and friends at their house and they cooked. Um, One, bring your own food or eat before you go, and bring your own food, like having a beef stick, because you're gonna find something, you're gonna see something that you're gonna want to eat that you used to eat, and you're gonna be mad. And so just bring your own food and eat that. And you can even, that would be a good time to have a carb on you. Like maybe you have a dessert that you know that you can have for your blood type. I'm talking like kind of specifically to type O's right now. Um, this will be a good time to bring your rice crackers or bring some chocolate or some nuts, something that you are allowed to eat that may be a little sweet that you wouldn't normally eat, but you would rather eat that instead of birthday cake, okay? Because you know that's gonna mess you up. Because they ain't get no gluten-free birthday cake. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because they want to think about you. You got to think about you. All right. Another way to stay consistent is to communicate in the forum. So participate in the prompts that are posted and share your recipes. Just stay active. That way you're able to keep your mind on the fact that you're in this challenge, the fact that you are trying to heal your gut and you're trying to correct your diet so that you can be healthy. Watch the videos and attend the check-ins. So again, I'll be posting videos on YouTube throughout the weeks, and I'm going to link them in the um, videos resources page. Go ahead and watch them. They are going to have great information. I got a nice lineup, and then attend the live check-ins, which will likely be on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then remember your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to heal your gut? Do you feel bad? Like, do you feel sick? Do you just want to have that as a baseline and then start healing other things on top of that? Whatever your why is, remember that throughout this whole 30 days so that you can stay consistent with it. Okay, here are some tips that are kind of random. Um, and I have way more tips in the course, but these are tips to start you off on. First, start by taking one probiotic per day or every other day, and then increase by two per day gradually. One is because the probiotic is potent. The probiotic, which is the polyflora made by Dr. Diadamo, sold on foryourtype.com, also linked in your resources page. Um, it's it might make you feel nauseous on the first day. Here's my story. I felt nauseous after taking it the first time, like 2 years ago. I did not know why I felt nauseous. I'm like, what is going on? I was eating sushi with a friend, and I'm like, I don't want none of this food, and I feel like I'm about to throw up. And then fast forward to last week when I got my shipment for the probiotics again because I had ran out and just didn't refill for months. Shameful. But I took them again and I felt nauseous the next day. Forgot again that they make you feel nauseous, and then I remember, oh yeah, I did take those probiotics for the first time um in a long time. So um that shows you that your gut is adjusting, your microbiome is adjusting to this new bacteria that has been out of commission for who knows how long, and now your body is starting to uh, assimilate to this new bacteria that is going to be in your gut for a while. So feel the feeling. May want to stay home. You may get a little diarrhea. Again, start gradually. Um, take one at a time for a day, every day, or every couple days, or every other day, and then increase to two per day because that is the serving size for the polyflora um, probiotics. Number two, slow and steady is fine. It's fine. As long as you're making progress, as long as you're sticking to it, nobody is saying ditch all your food that you're eating now and just eat only according to your blood type and don't make no mistakes. Because that's what we're going to tell ourselves when we're starting something new that we're excited about that we know is going to heal us. But it it sounds bad to say give yourself grace, but if you give yourself grace, then you'll be self-forgiving and you'll be able to correct your steps, learn from that mistake, and make a mindset shift so that you're making that mistake less. Again, I I made transitions throughout the years to get to the point of being able to adopt the blood type diet the way I did because as you'll see in the course, if you ever take the course, I have a video of me throwing out everything from my freezer in my refrigerator and putting only blood type O stuff in my refrigerator and freezer and on my pantry. That's because I have been doing that type of stuff for like 10 years. I have been changing my diet and refining my diet over time. So it's going to take you some time. You may be able to do it cold turkey, but if you're not, it's okay. It's fine. The goal is to create lasting habits and not crash after a week, okay? Because you have to become that new person that eats this new way and not say, I'm going to do it for a certain amount of time, like a fad diet, and then I'm going back to my old ways. Because why'd you do it? Why'd you start in the first place if you're just going to stop doing it in a couple weeks? Um, Number three says, take a digestive enzyme for the first 2 to 3 weeks to support your digestion. So all blood types should take the typezyme and digestive enzyme to help you as you're eating more of what you should be eating for your blood type because all of us are basically eating everything. If we're all eating everything, then increasing one thing is going to throw you off a little bit because your body's not used to eating more of that one thing, unless you're already eating that way. Specifically, blood type O's will have a hard time digesting more meat, animal-based protein, and fat because our body is not used to eating um, all that meat. So, if you take the typezyme enzyme, that'll help you to digest it. It'll activate your stomach acid, which is already strong, but it's not needed because you're not eating enough meat. And so it'll help to activate that to and provide you with that intestinal something phosphatase. I forget how to say it, but it's on the blood type O resources page. It'll help to activate that so that after 2 to 3 weeks, you'll be able to produce that on your own whenever you eat, and you'll be able to digest and metabolize the meat properly on your own. Okay, blood type Bs and blood type ABs need to add a lactase enzyme because you're going to be taking more dairy. Um, and it's likely if you're Asian descent or African descent, you may react negatively to dairy right now if you're blood type B or blood type AB. But you're able to digest dairy. So take these lactase enzymes, and I have one linked in your resources page and in the blood type diet food list guide for B and AB to help you, just like the type O's need help, type A's and type ABs and B's need help with digesting dairy. So after 2 to 3 weeks, you'll be fine and you won't need to um, take the enzyme anymore. Again, use discretion, listen to your body, and if you need to take it for any longer, by all means, take it. You're going to have a whole bottle, which is probably going to last you for a month or two anyway. And that's it for this kickoff video. Does anybody have any questions? Zenobia, I am going to stop recording because I'm going to put this up in the portal so that anybody else who comes in later can watch it. And if you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, definitely email me at support@bloodtypelife.com or comment in the form your question, and I will get back to you. So thank you, and see you soon.